This time I would like to invite our youth speaker, Charis Ben-ilo. She is a junior at Martin Luther King High School. She is defined by her dedication and discipline. Her rise through the ranks of Martin Luther King Navy Junior ROTC culminated in her recent selection as battalion commander, followed by her promotion to cadet commander on May 1st of this year. Having excelled in every capacity from team leader to department head, Charis balances her military grade focus with a love for reading and crocheting. Looking ahead, she aims to transition her command experience to a career as a physician, bringing her commitment to service to the medical field. Please welcome our youth speaker, Charis Ben-ilo.
Thank you so much, Mr. Warren, for the opportunity to speak here today. Good afternoon, everyone. Today, we gather not out of routine, but out of responsibility. Responsibility to remember. Responsibility to reflect. Responsibility to honor those who are no longer here to speak for themselves. The United States military is not just a part of our history. It is woven into the very foundation of who we are as a nation. From the first shocks of the American Revolution, to the beaches of Normandy, to the volcanic sands of Iwo Jima, generations of men and women have stepped forward when their country called. They defended something larger than themselves, the enduring promise of freedom. Freedom to speak, freedom to believe, and freedom to live without fear. For nearly 250 years, this freedom has been protected by individuals who are willing to stand in harm's way so that others never have to. It is easy to look back at history and see only the victories, the defining moments, the triumphs that shape the nation that we live in today. But history, as we often remember it, is usually incomplete. Behind every story, behind every victory, is a story that is quieter, that is heavier, that is far more personal. A story of indescribable sacrifice. That is why we are here today. Not to celebrate glory, but to recognize the cost of it. The military is not defined by its medals or parades. It is defined by the price paid to earn them. Every mission, every deployment, every moment of service demands something in return. Time. Time that can never be regained. Comfort that is willingly surrendered. And safety that is never guaranteed. And sometimes, everything. Choosing to serve requires strength. It requires courage. But more than that, it requires commitment. Commitment to something greater than yourself. A willingness to place the ideals of a nation above your own comfort, your own plans, and your own future. That decision is not made in a moment of convenience. It is made with full awareness of the risks, the uncertainty, and the sacrifices that lie ahead. Yet it is made anyways. But service does not belong to the individual alone. Behind every service member stands a family who serves in their own way. They are the ones who learn to live with uncertainty. The ones who measure time, not by days, but instead by deployments. The ones who celebrate milestones with someone missing. Birthdays, holidays, and ordinary moments that suddenly feel incomplete. They are the ones that sit at dinner tables with empty chairs, holding on to hope while trying to maintain a sense of normalcy. The ones who answer difficult questions, who carry quiet fears, and who continue forward with strength they never expected to meet. A child waiting for a parent to come home. A spouse holding everything together in their absence. A parent who worries every single day without ever showing it. Their sacrifice is not always visible. It is not always recognized, but it is real and it is constant. And then there are those who've given the ultimate sacrifice. Those who gave everything. Those who, when they said goodbye, they said it for the last time. Those who never returned home. Not because they chose not to, but because they could not. It is difficult to fully comprehend or quantify what that kind of sacrifice means. To knowingly step into danger. To accept the possibility of never coming back. And to do so with a sense of duty that outweighs fear. That kind of courage is rare. It is not something most of us will ever be asked to display. And yet, there are those who have given it without a second's hesitation. What they leave behind is more than absence. It is a space at a table that will never be full again. A laugh that will never be heard again. Bright futures that will never be given the opportunity to unfold. For the families they leave behind, Memorial Day is not just some holiday. It is felt in the quiet moments, long after ceremonies end and crowds disperse. So today, when we remember, we must remember fully. We must remember the lives they lived, not just the way they died. We must remember their laughter, their goals, their reasons for serving. We must remember that they were not just soldiers, but sons, daughters, friends, and loved ones. We remember them in the flags placed carefully on graves, in the silence that weighs heavier than words, in the simple act of pausing to acknowledge what has been given, so we may live as we do. Memorial Day is not just a date on a calendar. It is a reminder. A reminder to all of us that freedom is not automatic. It is not guaranteed. It has been secured again and again by ordinary people who chose to do extraordinary things. And with that reminder comes a responsibility to each and every one of us. A responsibility to live with awareness, to not take for granted the freedoms that we so easily enjoy, to recognize that the life that we live today was made possible by the sacrifices of others. So today, we must do more than remember. We must honor and we must reflect. We must acknowledge that not only the bravery of those who served, but the strength of the families who stood beside them. And we must carry forth a simple but profound truth. A responsibility to live in a way that is worthy of their sacrifice. Because the greatest tribute that any of us can offer is not found in words alone. It is found in how we choose to live, in the way we treat one another, and how we value the freedoms they sacrificed their lives to secure, and how we remember, not just today, but every day. I sincerely appreciate you all for giving me the opportunity to speak today. It is with great honor and deep humility that I stand before you, able to give a voice to those who can no longer speak, and honor those who carry burdens too heavy to put into words. Today, we remember not only their sacrifice, but their courage, their service, and the legacy that they leave behind. Thank you.
young people like Charis, I think our future is going to be bright. Thank you.